Well, NUMSA is National Union of Metal Workers of South Africa. Nearly half the population of South Africa is living in abject poverty. Shotike, abantu baphila from hand to mouth.
Yes, true.
So our view has always been that there shouldn't be privatization of electricity or movement towards privatization.
Okay.
I mean, many people believe that they need a political messiah in order to get out of quagmire, poverty, and other social ills. I disagree. Everybody should be able to get electricity cheaper. Otherwise, we are going to have electricity for the few rich in a few years. Sizobuyela kuma-council.
Yeah, sizofika kule level ukuthi estradini esi-1 kunezinto ezi-2 pairs like it. Mujapilo no JP Forest phakathi kwequantum sirenga wonke umzansi boy isukile boy.
Let's go right to the sound of good times.
Another day, another dollar, another podcast, another episode, another opportunity to inspire and transform lives. Eitaola, Shapfere, welcome to another exciting episode of the Quantum Podcast. I-podcast yasekasi, i-podcast yomphakathi, i-podcast yabantu, i-podcast yomhlaba wonke jikelele. Bafethu, we are coming to you live from eHaya Food for Life emfihlweni section eThembisa e1632. So as always bafethu niyacava ku passenger seat akenzeki ngihambe ngi1 so ngihlale ngiphethe abantu abatop abantu engaziyo ukuthi nizo-enjoya i-ride nabo. So niyacava bafethu, this is your boy Siya Kemsnash, the one and only Mdraiseni wasekasi, Mdraiseni wase1632. So bafethu niyacava abantu abatop siba-introducer kanjani. So sizoyishaya indawo yethu sibeka sure la madlaza wawa. So Tiz, you know what to do. Drum roll, drum roll, drum roll. Ladies and gentlemen, let us put our hands together for Enos Mbodi. Baba.
NUMSA.
Unjani baba?
Siyaphila kunjani?
Hayi siyaphila. Welcome to Thembisa first of all.
Yeah, ngiyabonga ukusekasi.
Number 2, welcome to Quantum Podcast.
Thank you so much. Quantum, it's our daily life. So
Yeah.
I'm happy to be here.
Itekisi isikhulisile so.
Yeah, sonke nje sihambe amatekisi.
So kuna question engihlale ngiyibuza abantu. Kuzobe kuyiphutha ukuthi ngambuza umuntu ofana nawe. When was the last time uphakathi kwequantum as a passenger?
Well, I think it's less than 5 days ago.
Oh, hayi ke wena umuntu wethu wena. Usekhaya ulahlekana.
Definitely not.
So, may you briefly introduce yourself to our subscribers?
Okay, Enos Mbodi. Ntwana sekasi ngihlala eFosloras. We normally call it Kasila Makasi, but I know nala kuthiwa Kasila Makasi.
I'm glad usheshe wayilungisa. Kasila Makasi yilo.
So ePosi. And that is where I'm living my life. I don't stay in suburbs. I stay right in the township.
Oh, okay.
And Enos Mbodi was born in Limpopo in then the former Republic of Venda. And I came here.
Omngohamba Shivenda.
Yes, I came.
Ayilungisa bathini abathi nihamba.
Yeah, ndihamba.
Ibe ngesivenda ithi ngikhuluma isivenda.
Ndihamba Chivenda.
Oh, ndihamba Chivenda mokhuluma.
Yes.
Okay.
So I came here about 33 years ago to Joburg. I came here to look for green pastures. Saya esikolweni sayafunda sasuka khona-ke sathola imisebenzi lapho ke we developed a relationship nama issues omphakathi. So siba ama-activist ngenkani.
Okay.
So what is bigger kimina is nothing else but being an activist.
All right, muthi why esikoleni wayofunda isiphi isikolo okhuluma ngaso ufunda iphi ba?
Well kuseYunisa it's but you know
asala sibuyele emuva eVenda ufunda iphi?
eVenda ngafunda Mugibi lower primary school bekusena lento yama lower nama high.
Okay.
Yeah, kwaba nesinye bathi Maphumulele. Yeah. And then I came over. I was hoping to go full time, but money was not much there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Imali beyala ne.
Yeah, like imali.
Okay, so even ubuya kuyiphi village?
Amucha.
Oh.
Amucha.
Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe please just take us through your upbringing. So uInos omncane okhulayo evenda ukuthi number 1 bekwenzakalanga ngalesa sikhathi and then now bowenza ukhule kanjani?
Well, I was some sort of a stand-up comedian. Ngalesi sikhathi comedy bengakabi into eyiyona manje. So I didn't even know that it would make money in the future.
Okay.
So everywhere la bengikhona khona kwakuhlekwa.
Okay.
So I was deemed to be naughty because when the teacher will be teaching, I'll be seeing something that is hilarious to share with those around me.
Okay.
And the other thing, I was some sort of a postmaster.
Oh.
I would carry the post, read it from classroom to another. So I had a very entertaining way of doing things. And also I would crack jokes here and there, and that cost me quite a lot of problem with the teachers. That's how I grew up. I used to play soccer.
Okay.
I used to also run. They used to call me whirlwind. If you know the whirlwind, the speed is something else. That is what I used to do.
Fast.
I was very fast.
Okay.
And I was a goalkeeper, short as I am, but the reflexes were good. Yeah, the reflexes were good. That's how I grew up. I grew up as a umntwana okhonzayo.
Yeah.
Oya enkonzweni yabo.
Yeah.
Every Sunday, otherwise angeke udle.
Okay.
Bazokuvalela ngaphandle. No, Sunday you must go to church or else there's no meal for you. Yeah.
Ngihlale ngishare nami lethe le ukuthi
Yeah.
thina sethule bebasisa ngenkani.
Yeah.
So mangifunda iprofile yakho kunegama lokhu liyavela organization. I think it's an organization or
Yes.
but kunegama lokhu livela kaningi lithi NUMSA. What is NUMSA?
Oh, you brightened my face when you mentioned NUMSA.
Okay.
Well, NUMSA is National Union of Metal Workers of South Africa. Just as I introduced it, let me tell you a short story about why I even thought of a trade union.
Okay.
I used to work in a company where my father was a foreman. He found me something to do there. But the overall boss was a white person. It was during apartheid years.
Okay.
So now I'm revealing my years of my age.
Yeah.
So I used to question a lot of things, and everybody else was not questioning those things. Hey man, why are you doing this? Why do we have to do this, and why do we have to do that? And that endeared me badly. Young fucking king. Nalo mlungu ngiyakhumbula ngesisikhathi ngifike late. La ngifika khona late engabona ukuthi ngizoxoshwa ke manje ngoba bese ngithola amawoni ngathatha i-clock card ngayidabula ngayilahla phezulu kwe-roof.
Okay.
So he said to me, no man, you are not going to be paid if you don't have a clock card. Now I'm thinking, and bengisebenza ebusuku. In the morning, that is when I was fired. And I was fired literally, don't come again. And so I went to this guy, they called him a shop steward. This guy said, no, wait here, I will go to the office. He went to the office, he came back with a sign like this, which means when after I lost that job, when I found another, I met a guy who was helping me to photocopy. By the way, it was my first encounter with a photocopy machine.
Okay.
So there was a guy next to the photocopy machine. And then he said, do you have a union? I said, I don't have a union. And he said, yeah, I'll give you the forms. The sad news is we buried the guy who recruited me this Saturday, the very past Saturday.
Past Saturday?
Yeah.
Eish.
And may his soul rest in peace. His name is Larry Muhau Masia.
Okay.
So that is NUMSA. NUMSA is the National Union of Metal Workers of South Africa. And it organizes where the manufacturing of cars, quantum happens.
Okay, all right.
The manufacturing of cars, auto.
When you mention the word quantum, you brighten my face.
Nase Eskom.
Oh.
So it's the biggest union in the in the sub-Saharan Africa. There's no union that has surpassed a number of about 360,000 members.
Okay.
Yeah, so it is the biggest union, impactful. That's why you find them everywhere where there is policy formulation. La kubhalwa khona imigomo nemibandela ukuthi how do we change the economy?
Yeah.
Sikhona lapho.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what is your role, NUMSA?
KuNUMSA, I'm the national secretary of the Shop Steward Council in Eskom. So I'm a shop steward within Eskom who are NUMSA. They are coordinated under what is called the National Shop Steward Council. Okay. Which is the national council which I'm the secretary of. That's the role I play. The other role I play I've been deployed at the Presidential Climate Commission. And my other role is I'm the chairperson of your Sub-Sahara Africa Energy Network, which is a network of trade unions in the Sub-Sahara Africa in about 18 countries. So in one country, you can find 3 or 4 trade unions in it. Here in South Africa, you've got NUM, which is the National Union of Metal Workers, and you also have NUMSA in that network. Okay. So that is my role, sir.
So in NUMSA and Eskom islangana?
We organize there.
Okay.
We organize in the electricity generation, distribution, and transmission. We have been organizing there for as long as I can remember. And it has been years that we've been, we are sharing the space with NUM. Oh, if you know NUM, where Demantashe comes from and the president. Yeah.
Okay. Angeke ukhulume nge-energy, ukhulume nge-Eskom, singakhulumi ngegesi, yabo, because of recently la eThembisa 2 weeks ago, so bekune strike some tariffs with electricity. So may you please just share your 2 cents opinion on with that, like okay, why nikhuphula ama-tariffs since nibona ukuthi economy ibhede ngale ndlela ibhede ngayo because of abantu abaningi abasebenzi and abantu abaningi abayi-afford the life enibaphushela kuyo.
Now, I will be careful to answer as a trade unionist. Okay. Because that is what I largely am. Okay. Let me tell you, what is important with the issue of electricity is sustainable energy. With sustainable energy, you can industrialize. Okay. Because then you can light, you can boil the water and cook and whatnot without so much a hassle.
Yes, it's true.
So ibaluleke kakhulu ukuthi ngicale lapho. Okwesibili, kudingeka affordable electricity. So thina ke NUMSA, this is what we think about the issue of tariffs. Look at it this way. Nearly half the population of South Africa is living in abject poverty. Shothi ke abantu baphila from hand to mouth.
Yes, true.
And a majority of them.
True.
If it is 50%, it's a lot. Okay. If there is 62% or thereabout, then you can as well take a guess that not many people will be able to afford that. So our view has always been that there shouldn't be privatization of electricity or movement towards privatization. Okay. What we've always complained about was this thing of unbundling Eskom. Okay. Because we thought Leonto is parceling out Eskom to the private sector. Oh, the private sector, if no profit.
Most of, yeah.
In the past, Eskom used to measure itself around in the electrification. But just imagine if there is any private investor who is really interested in all that. They are all interested in getting their money back.
Yeah, any private investor for any profit.
Definitely, and that is why we are opposed to unbundling. That is why we are opposed to tariffs that are unreachable, unattainable for most of our people. Otherwise, we will end up criminalizing poverty, which will be bad because now people have to choose between a plate of food and electricity. And is that even a choice to make?
No.
So that is basically where we stand with regards to tariffs. We don't believe that tariffs are on their own assisting the situation. We have got poverty where it is, we've got unemployment where it is, and we have got inequality, income inequality, which is strangely the largest the biggest in the world. So
What situation are we talking about here? What is the cause of that?
the cause of that is the structure of the economy, and we believe the structure of the economy is not really favorable and assisting to many of our people. It is benefiting the rich, and the rich are getting richer. But now that is the character of capitalism.
Okay.
If you look in the years gone by, makubane economic regression, or something is not working, but you've got a bigger number of billionaires coming up.
Yeah.
How do they make billions when we are not even making millions? So it exactly means that the rich becomes richer in capitalism and the poor poorer. And it is by design.
Okay. It's a
It is
system.
it's a system. You can change governments all you want. If you don't change the system, it is not going to work.
Okay.
So that is basically the relationship between the structure of the economy and also how affordable or unaffordable are the basic services like amanzi and electricity.
Since you work very close with what we are talking about,
Yeah.
according to your opinion or according to the things that you've already discussed with your team or your colleagues, what is the solution according to you?
And I'm going to say this because I don't change what I say. What I say, it's what I repeat everywhere. I don't believe that anything will move if the people themselves don't move.
Elaborate.
I mean, many people believe that they need a political messiah in order to get out of a quagmire, poverty, and other social ills. I disagree.
Okay.
Politicians are our servants. They are paid by us. They are not our bosses. We are their bosses.
True.
But if we want to shift things, we can't shift them without us moving. Moving means when there is a tariff increase or when there is something that affects our livelihoods, we should be able to stand up and say, but we can't afford. Not only stand up when we get affected by a mishap of electricity switching off. Kwamele kube yinto esiyijwayele ukuthi siyakwazi ukusimela. Njengoba sikhona ukuhlanganisa imali siyela ukucisha khona ukoma. We can still go to a place where there is none like that and say, how do we take our life forward? Le nto singayilungisa kanjani? And cause the people who are the powers that be to listen. If I run as a taxi, I'll just make an example as a taxi. A taxi, in order to make a proper noise for umdraisena, you can't do it alone. If you try to be a star alone, it works well when numbers are behind you.
Okay. So don't you think ukuthi ngoba sikwazi ukuhlanganisa imali siyelacisha khona ukoma, do you think we should discuss such matters endaweni ezinjalo? Maybe utilize that place because of indawo ikwazi ukuhlanganisa abantu.
Well, iyabahlanganisa abantu, but I'm not too sure about the sanity of the debates there. Ngoba abantu mase belapho, they're just there to unwind, probably coming from work and whatnot. Bakatel, all they want is to get away from the bossy boss who has been running them up and down, kicking them there behind during the day, the whole time.
Yeah, true.
I think what we should do is to be deliberate. Ngoba engikubonayo mina kwenziwa yilaba abamhlophe ukuthi bayenza i-brandy and coke, but mase idlulile i-brandy and coke bahlanganisa into nabo bakhe i-university somewhere ngapha eMidrand, and the way bahlanganise ngakhona kuthiwa kuthathwa per family 100 rand. So ama 100 rand lama ahlangana yenza something. But trainer ama-artisans wabo lapho. That they are training their artisans there.
Yeah.
Me and you, we are waiting for a politician.
Okay.
And I think that is the paradigm shift that we should have. Moving from a dependency syndrome to politicians to actually making sure that we set the agenda for my politicians.
Okay.
Bangasethele agenda. Sibasethele agenda yiloko esifuna ukubona hayi ukuthi bathi nabahleli eSandton or bahleli somewhere ePretoria.
Okay.
La bahlala khona seCape Town. Babese bayasicabangela. They should be nothing about us without us. So I'm speaking of people of all levels. Those abafundile nabangafundile, abakhonza nabangakhonzi, abaphuza nabangabaphuzi, abancane nabadala. We need to come together. South Africa won't be built by politicians.
Okay.
And it is not controversial. It is true.
Sure. Well, mokhuluma kanjalo, uthi ukhuluma nabantu abafundile nabangafundanga, abasontayo nabangasonti, ukhuluma ungabeka lapho futhi. Ukhuluma ku platform right ngoba vele itaxini ngena wonke umuntu.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why the podcast ibiza nge-quantum, because
Definitely.
we want to accommodate everyone.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Ngoba, it takes a footy. The other thing, if we see some similarities between indaba electricity and affordability, yeah, taxi is a very affordable mode of transport.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can move from one section to another under 12 rand.
Okay.
Or under 15 rand. And there is no any other transport that I know in the township cheaper.
Yes.
So I think the model of how cheap things should be and can be should be modeled from there.
Okay.
Everybody should be able to get electricity cheaper. Otherwise, we are going to have electricity for the few rich in a few years. Sizobuyela kumakhansela.
Yeah, sizofika kule level ukuthi estradini esi1 kunezindlu ezi2 phela ezilayitile.
Yes, izobuyela lapho, and just like we used to experience Makaya. There was one TV in almost half the village.
Eish.
So we'd go and watch the TV. Kune generator ngale, and in the mood of the owner of the house, nabantwana bakhe, you would be sitting outside the window, peeping through the window, not actually hearing, but you can see punches are flying. You can make up your own story. And when there is unhappiness in the house, abantu bangaswani phakathi endlini bawavala ama-curtains without asking you ukuthi singavala na. So you don't want a situation where we go back to where electricity ayikho affordable. And ingathi iya lapho ngoba angikaze ngayibona mina electricity yehla. Ngazi zonke izinto ziyehla, nepetrol iyehla ngapha 10 cent. Iyephezulu iyehla, but electricity angikaze ngakubona.
Ikhuphuka kuphela.
Angikaze ngayibona iyehla.
But la ekuruleni imeya yethu isithembisile ukuthi ama-terrorists bawa-suspend with immediate effect. We don't know how true is that, because they are not cancelled, they are suspended. But I don't see a change.
But we must just
I don't see a change.
You must just be careful with what people say when they are going to the vote. Next year, it's a voting season.
Or when they are under pressure.
Definitely, it's a silly season. Everybody is in a beauty contest of sorts towards the voters.
Okay.
And you can say all manner of things, just like umuntu meshela ushela nangamama kuthiwa into embishela ngamama
sizothengela ibhanoyi
kuthiwa nesiporo uzosibonela
mina ngizothengela 3 but izongaletha lokudla la.
Okay. So our view as NUMSA, that is why we're refusing that there should be privatization of electricity, because you privatize electricity, you are actually saying there will be a lot of people who will not ever afford electricity.
Okay.
So thina ke NUMSA siye sibheke abasebenzi, sibheke nalabo buya khona. Abasebenzi abalali emsebenzini. Baphinde bagibele quantum babuyele kuphi? Ekhaya. Ekseni baphinde bagibele yona iquantum babuyele phi? Emsebenzini. So kahle kahle bahlala kuphi? Bahlala ekhaya. Uma ngabe kungana gesi, lento yaba affect bona abasebenzi.
Okay.
But it's almost a double whammy, because iba affecta ekhaya, ibuye iba affect M17. M17, what happens is when electricity is not sustainable, companies, they write us letters and say we are going to do short time, or we are going to retrench. And the reason is there is no sustainable electricity. And this is costly for production.
Okay.
So, and I think that is the double whammy. That is how attacked we feel as workers. We are attacked at home when electricity is not there, and we are also attacked at work. When it is not there, it is us to blame.
Yeah.
We get retrenched.
Okay.
So I think that is the reason why issue electricity, it's very, very important, and its affordability.
Okay, ngicela ume kancane. Alright. Sibuyile. Basasilethile igawulo. Bafuna ukumake sure ukuthi sihleli kamnandi la. Siyagawula, siyaphuza, ngapha siyakhuluma, le taxi mnandi le.
Yeah, ngishani kuyadliwa eTexini.
Hey, bahlala babhala ukuthi akudliwe eTexini, mara le kuyadliwa.
Yeah, okay. If it's not a trap,
So, what is Presidential Climate Commission?
well, Presidential Climate Commission, it's what we call a multilateral organization. The organization enemikhakha eminingi lapha, ama sectors amaningi. For instance, you have got youth there.
Okay.
You have got businesses, Black Business Council. You have got BUSA. You have got Eskom. You have got SOSOL. You have got unions there, and I go there in the ticket of trade unions. You have got unions there. You have got faith-based organizations. You have got civil society there. You have got NGOs there. You have got almost 24, if not 25, sectors that sit around the table with one agenda item, trying to reconcile our interest, angafaniyo, addressing the same issue.
Okay.
Yeah, ngoba awafani ama interest. For abama businesses, profit is the object of their survival. For Tina, it is not.
Okay.
So we approach the issues from a point of view of being trade unionists who are also part of the civil society.
Okay.
We're also part of the communities we come from. So the approaches are different. SOSOL won't speak for the poor, Eskom won't speak for the poor, and businesses are not necessarily tasked with speaking for the poor. But if nobody speaks for the poor, no one, nothing will benefit the poor.
Okay.
So Presidential Commission, a platform where inclusivity happens, which means ama engagements happen there. But it doesn't close in the ama conversation and climate change can happen anyway.
Okay.
It is just that Lapo, it's a formalized space, which is not really a decision maker. It is not really an implementing agency. It is an advisory body. It gives advices. But, with advices, you can give them and they may not be received. Kwenzeka umuntu athi njengase quantamine athi akudliwa kube nomunye onyonyobayo odla ncumbane.
But the rules were meant to be broken.
Yes.
Yes.
So you can advise, and which is what we do.
Okay.
You can advise. The issue of the advice being taken becomes a point, a mirror by which you look at yourself and you say, but are we effective?
Okay.
So Presidential Commission in Jalo, in a part I2, the other part a secretariat, which are people who work there every day.
Okay.
Tina, as our commissioners, we are seen as political appointees. We meet quarterly in between kunama subcommittees.
Okay.
But mainly we meet quarterly. But there are people whose job it is to wake up in the morning, to be running around with research houses, researches, and also coordinating other things, including ama modelers, lababa modeler ukuthi research kwamele hambe kuphi and whatnot.
Okay.
Their work is that. Tinak as commissioners, we only go there quarterly.
Okay.
At that time, we are there to look at the work that has happened before, in between the meetings, and deciding whether this still is relevant, where this is going, if it is going to be presented to the cabinet, or if it is going to be presented to the president. That is where we would agree, sometimes to disagree.
Okay.
But you know that in a house of many sectors, even when others don't agree, you won't see it because the media will only pick up the fact that the document has been submitted to such and such a place. Those who do not watch the commission, because the commission is live in all platforms, including YouTube, Facebook, and others.
Okay.
So you can watch and see if Siateng is. So that is very, very important. It is a platform that didn't exist before.
Okay.
But kubalulekile ukuthi nathi njengoba sihleli lana emfowethu ngicela masiqeda la kwamele nibe seniyibambile indaba yokuthi indaba ye-climate change akusindaba yabelungu eyethu so.
Okay.
And
Sakhuluma
what was-
nge-climate change. Let us help someone ongayizange science or someone ovele wayazenzela ibhizinisi from amncane akhula ngebhizinisi athi mina esikole ngingeni. So what is climate change?
Climate change ukutshentsha kwesimo sezulu, not eSouth Africa, not Africa, in the whole world. Now inkomba practical ebonisayo ukuthi that is happening, and it is happening in a faster pace. It's ama-islands anjenge-Tuvalu, Kiribati, which are going underwater. Now you know what an island is.
Yes. Yes.
Lapho ku-island, around the island kunezinto bathi ama-ice glaciers.
Yes.
Ama-ice akade afrizile all this time. Now because of the heat, they are melting. The more they melt, the more the land is being submerged.
Okay.
So you find that kunenkinga ezinjengalezo. But let me draw it closer to home.
Okay.
You have seen flash floods in Durban.
Yes.
You have seen flash floods.
Is it part of climate
It's
change?
part of climate change.
Okay.
When it rains in winter, know that it is not natural. It is climate change, and I will tell you what causes it.
Okay.
Or who causes it, because there are people who cause it. And Chad, there's a republic in Africa called Chad. Is the highly impacted place on earth. So why do we have to look at who caused it? Because it's important. So by over-industrializing, rich countries, amongst others, the US, Germany, France, whoever has been industrializing, they were industrializing irresponsibly.
Okay.
Irresponsibly in that, remember, there are no borders in the air. The environment is the same. So tina gabampofu siba impacted kabuhlungu kakhulu. Bona they are in places where they can just produce, over-industrialize, cause us this harm, and bazikreatele bona izinto zibasizayo ukuthi bangayiboni nokuyibona le climate change in most cases. Let me put it this way. Therefore, that is the reason why kuna lento ekuthiwa i-Paris Agreement. Paris Agreement is an agreement that was taken lapha ku-United Nations. I've come from Bonn in June, where the negotiations were happening. They happen each and every year. Lapho ku Paris Agreement, the agreement was rich countries should help poor countries in order to deal with the impact of climate change.
Okay.
Why? Ibizwa i-reparation land or isinxephezelo. Umuntu moshe into kwamele ayilungise.
Okay.
Now, there is a change that is happening, and we need to talk about it shortly. That the countries agreed that they will do that. The rich countries agreed they will do that. But in the previous meeting I attended at Bonn, I could see countries pulling back from Article 9. Yokuthi kwamele basize ama countries anjengawethu to deal with the climate change. And so lokho kuthini kusho kuthini? Kusho climate change, for them it's no longer what they said it was. They said it was a human catastrophe that needs to be addressed soonest. And it is not climate change just for the namesake. It is climate change because it centers people. It puts people at the center. So if people are at the center and they're feeling the heat, and not only feeling the heat, because when it is hot, it becomes too hot. When it is cold, too cold. When it rains, it floods and all that. Those impacts need to be addressed. And there is money needed in order to do that. Land of adaptation. It's wherein la kunama floods khona ku-adaptwa indawo ukuthi if it is a low-lying area, you need to take people out of the low-lying areas and put them somewhere where there won't be floods anymore. Or maybe even change the drainage system, maybe even do this and that so that next year when it rains or next time when it rains, it doesn't catch them not prepared. But the monies that are promised are changing shape. Instead of getting money, yes, we are now getting loans. And we are saying no to loans. NUMSA doesn't agree with the issue of loans. By the way, me and NUMSA are almost like married. As an activist, you can hardly see the difference between NUMSA and myself. Because we agree that there can't be sense. If I break the window, if my son breaks the window of your house, I can't come to your house and say, we know how this bank and that bank can cost you to get the money to repair this. I've got a small loan that I want to give to you so that you may sort out the window. Don't worry, it is not expensive as Bank X. I don't think it makes sense.
It doesn't. Not
because
at all.
these people are supposed to give us money because we are not accusing them. Here in South Africa, there are about 6,000 open mines. Now, you are talking about people who are operating under those mines. 6,000. Who was mining? It was not us. These are people from other countries, these rich countries. They left those places unattended.
Okay.
And South Africa is the driest part, number 30 driest piece of land in the world. So we are very, very dry in that the rivers are not as enough as they should be to make us competitive. We actually getting water from Lesotho, most of it.
Yes, true.
So why am I mentioning this? Because there is a relationship now between drought and climate change.
Okay, all right.
So drought causes food insecurity. Sonke la kungenzeka singabi nogesi mara kwamele sidle. Mawungaba nogesi unganakudla, it defeats the purpose. So we probably need both.
Sure.
But we need food more.
Okay.
Right? So the other thing is water. Water insecurity. It's bad because remember, food security talks to rain patterns. If rain patterns are irregular, it rains in winter when we are not planting anything, then how are we going to have a bountiful harvest?
I remember there was a year where we affected to the extent that we ended up eating a yellow mealie.
Then
there was not enough rain.
Yeah, no, then you are revealing your age. Yeah, because I must tell you, honestly, many people who listen to the issues of climate change miss the point that amanzi abuya emvuleni. Imvula ma ingani. We are not going to have rivers. The catchment of rivers will not get any water from anywhere if we don't have rain.
Okay.
And if ipambanisa seasons, then we are not going to have harvest. Then what would happen? It affects our economy because there is no economy that runs without people eating. You've got to eat in order to go to work. You need energy in order to work. But again, you also need water security in order to secure food security.
Okay.
So that is what is very, very important. But ngiyenza iphutha mangamention ukuthi then uma ngabe sidila nalento climate change njengoba basinika imali, what shouldn't we be doing? What should we be doing? Ngicabanga ukuthi kukhona into kumele sicabangisise. Uyabona uma ngabe usequantamini. Uma ngabe umdrayisene ebona ukuthi lento ngathi angeke ifike kule enye section engiya kuyona. Ngiyazi enye section but masemini. Uma kuthiwa angeke ifike uyazowenzani umshayeli?
Upaka endleleni.
Uzonicela ukuthi uzocela ukuthi adlule lapha. Egarage. Which is good.
Okay.
Now ngifuna ukustruggle.
Depend on the course.
Yes.
So if it costs yakhona vele igazole uzocela ukuthi.
Definitely.
Okay.
So economy.
No, I thought maybe uthi iyastaka. Ukuthi mayistaka nokufonela omunye, ngicela ukunifaka kwenye.
Yeah, mara noma ngabe kunjalo kuza ene petrol.
Yes, true.
So the centerpiece of my message I-economy irana nge-energy, whether it is petrol, diesel, electricity being one of those. There is no economy which will run without electricity. So
Yes.
we're going back a little bit to the issue of electricity and what can we do with the money that we get given? What we can't do is to simply go and close coal mines.
Okay.
And I will tell you the reason why. There are towns like Hendrina, like Komati, amongst others. In fact, the whole of Mpumalanga is a coal province. So, you know how the economy is, it's made up of local economies. So there is a local economy called Hendrina because the economy there is coal-based.
Yes.
So everybody who is there, ulandelana ne coal. You close coal, you have closed the local economy. You close the local economy, you've closed the revenues for the municipality. Ngoba abantu babhadala ngemali abayi-earnayo lapha kumalahla.
Okay.
So you must close only when you know there is an alternative economic activity.
All right.
Ngiyenza le example yokuthi awukwazi ukubiza i-wedding plan after the wedding.
Ish.
You call the wedding planner
Before the wedding. Yes,
so that
true.
everything be good. Yeah. So what people are now doing, they've closed Ecomat. That's now when they're running up and down trying to plan the economy. It is now water under the bridge. The houses are no longer sellable, for lack of a better word. You angeke uyithengise oyithengisela abantu ozenzani ngayo ngoba sithenga izindlu eduze nomsebenzi.
True.
Kuyavala i-coal-fired power station. Le coal-fired power station i-connected ne-coal mine. So laba bantu abadli amalahla. So there are people abapheka ukudla la estradini. Nowabo umsebenzi uyaphela. Kukhona ne-quantum ehambisa abantu emsebenzini bayise mine. Ibayisa kuphi?
Umsebenzi.
Ayisakwazi ukuyenza le route yafa. Why ifa? Akunasidingo.
Yes, akusenabantu abayala.
Akusana activity ethi asiphithizela. Ningaphithizela uma ngabe kune activity. But what activity is there when you just decide to close because abakunike imali bathi vala. Bangabosabhekanga ukuthi wena uzosokola. So that is what we shouldn't do.
Okay.
We shouldn't be closing the coal mines because of the pressures of the same countries who on their own they are not closing their things because they have got a choice. Abanye bayavala amalahla ngoba banawo vele.
Okay.
Abanye bawavala amalahla baphinde bawa-audit thina. Like I think it was 2022 if not 2023. The export of coal grew by 700%. Export. It means we're not using that coal. But who is this person using coal? For what? Why would people say you mustn't use coal and they order it from us? Of course, we've got 200 years of coal underneath the ground. Other people say, just leave the coal in the ground. I say, but that will be irresponsible. Because then you are killing jobs immediately. So, we shouldn't be closing coal-fired power stations, and we shouldn't be closing coal. We should do what is called gradually working on making sure that it's either we get what is called clean coal technology. And I know many intellectual people, scientists and engineers, some people are saying that technology has not matured and they are discouraging us to even talk about it. I refuse to be closed down by those people.
Okay.
We are still looking for that clean coal technology. Because when we get clean coal technology, we have got no reason to close coal. The issue is not coal, it's the emission.
Okay.
So if we get to clean the coal, what happens? So there are people who say, yeah, it has not matured. But the fact that it has not matured doesn't mean it can be attempted. It's just like AI is not matured, but we are using it.
Okay.
So I just want to draw your attention to the following. We cannot close those before we create new economy for those places.
Okay.
Now, if you look at the timelines of closing power stations, it's mostly 2030, they were supposed to have been out. So tell me, what were we going to depend on? We're going to depend, and we're not saying anything is wrong with solar and wind, but we are saying you need some sort of base load.
Okay.
Something that you can be sure ukuthi noma ngabe kunganamoya kuzoba ugesi uzoba khona.
Okay.
We don't have to say, oh, ilanga liphumanga the past 5 days. Our batteries have gone low. Hakuna gesi. That's why we are saying what can work is what is called energy mix.
Okay.
Energy mix, we use all the resources. When we replace what we replace, we do it responsibly. We go and look for the economic activities in Ifaka. Uma ngabe sifuna ukumuva ku coal. We must look and see what is the other thing that we can introduce.
Okay.
That will give us jobs and jobs that are sustainable. Ngoba sidingi le misebenzi okuthiwa uzowenza for 3 months but asesiqedile siyakhile ningabuyela ekhaya.
Yazi ukufakaza lento eshoyo like mangikhula my mom had this habit ukuthi makakubona maybe ugcoka ibhruku elidabukile or isicathulo ini hayi lahla lento angisayifuni ukuyibona nini but akakayireplace akakathengi enye. So mina I used to tell her ukuthi ke you can't do that.
Yeah.
Is that isicathulo esisha then izolahla.
Bese ungitshela ukuthi ngilahla.
Yes. Yeah, so it's the same thing that is happening now.
Definitely, because you when you tell me that this is bad, one thing that shouldn't kill me is hunger. Angeke ngithi let's solve climate, but let's die of hunger. If you are centering people, how does it make sense that people who you are saving from climate impact, they rather must die because they don't have work and there's no food?
Then who are you saving now?
Who are you saving? Then it will be true that siyayibona lento ngathi is just a technological change,
Okay.
which sometimes is beneficial for the technology manufacturers who want it to move very, very quick.
Okay.
Ngingayenza example so that we understand why, even if we United Nations, it doesn't mean they are godly people.
Okay.
They can run an evil system. Let me just make an example. During COVID, the World Health Organization made a decision. Borders need to be closed. And they were closed. People need not roam the streets. Abantu abahambanga, ama-taxi angagcwali. Bebehamba ngayi-7 baya edrobheni at a huge cost. Now,
Mari petrol ayihla.
i-petrol ayehla. Now, this is what was happening. But then kwathiwa kunesicazululo. Kukhona izinto ezifunekayo. Oxygen. Nama-vaccines. Kwathiwa ke ama-vaccines angeke noma ngabe nikhona. You can't manufacture them. That is what our leaders were told. We will give you the vaccines. If nifuna ukuwathenga ninganamali, we will give you the money. Now let me tell you what. Yeah, but here's the issue. Why would you give me money? Why would you stop me from producing? Uthi ngivala ama-factory ngapha when awakho avulile. So you're sustaining growth and you're giving me money that ordinarily I will have to pay back. And I am lagging behind in the 2 years, COVID, when you're continuing. Is it about humanity?
No.
Is it not about profit?
No.
That is basically
It makes business sense.
That is why I am saying climate change must not be business.
Okay.
Must not be business. It should be a humanity crisis that we are addressing, all of us.
And manje ukufakazela nalento ikhulumile earlier on about the coal. I think last month I went to Swaziland. Mangifika eborder, I saw a queue. Yama trucks.
Yeah.
Ama side dippers.
Yeah.
Who are queuing to cross the border, transporting the coal to
the harbor.
foreign country.
Okay.
Understand?
Yeah.
So my point is, kusho ukuthi maningi lamalahle la. But siyawasusa la siwayesa ngale.
Economic advantage yethu ukuthi thina asifundi singabantu abamnyama. Ngalendlela thina si handlisho ngakhona ama countries are rich when we were having gold and when we were having diamond. We ended up not being rich. Bona baba rich at the back of the gold that comes from here.
Yes.
They even have the currency which is very strong at the back of what they have in their vaults, which comes from here. So the point I'm making is, as we are not fully alert that coal is an economic advantage.
Okay.
And if we are to close that down, we need to do it gradually, even if we have got to do it. We can't just switch it off. We can't just simply go and close a coal mine and think it is good. Clap our hands for ourselves. No.
Okay.
It doesn't work that way. So basically, that is basically why it is important to not close the coal-fired power station and take away the economic advantage. We just want a balance in everything.
Okay.
Let there be balance. As we introduce wind, as we introduce solar in a lower scale, how many people can afford 25,000 at least to invest on rooftop solar?
Only few.
Even the middle class are unable to. And I had a talk with some guys somewhere. We were in Sandton. And I was asking them to say, do you afford the solar? They say, no, we can't afford that. It's only the rich who can. So who is benefiting? The rich are always ahead. And even if kungathiwa kune inkinga ethize la, the rich are able to go to another country.
Most definitely.
Now we have got only one passport. We can't go anywhere. Actually, even to get out of this country. Sizathi siyakuphi.
Khona abantu balayithembisa kaze baphuma ngethembisa.
Yes. So sikwamele sicabangele lapho abanjengalabo ukuthi njengoba umuntu la ngakaze aphume la ethembisa. Sithi aye kuphi ngoba laba abala ku Richards Square mine la eSandton. Banezindlu endaweni ehlukene. Mababona ukuthi ngapha kuyashuba baye eDubai. Mababona ukuthi eDubai baye eEurope. We have got no option. If I move from here to Fort Lauderdale, I'm still in one place. It's not different place.
Yes.
Yeah. So our issues where employment are very important. Our issues where livelihood are very important. Our issues where wokuthi abantu ba kube nemisebenzi ngoba ugesi ukhona. Very, very important.
Okay.
But still, in the way climate change, we don't have to look down upon it. It needs to be addressed by all and sundry. Engiyiphikisa ile yokuthi South Africa ibe number 1. Ibe guinea pig. Ngiyayiphikisa. Lokuthi abantu babone ukuthi kuyasebenza kusebenze na through thina. Ukubona ukuthi kunento ngathi yadubula sazi spam ungaphuma uyobona. Na uphuma bakubeke phansi. Bese kuthiwa siyasebenza kuspam ngempela. That life will never return. So what we are killing of our economy in the name of presenting ourselves as a guinea pig can be fatal to the economy.
So how can we prevent ama-floods ase-KZN ukuthi angasaqhubeka yenza kana?
It's adaptation.
Okay.
Adaptation is when you, part of it is educating people. We know that people go to low-lying areas because lezo ndawo akusindawo yamuntu. Ngoba nabamhlophe bayi ku low-lying areas because they can flood.
Okay.
But the people have got no choice. They want to be closer to work. Abamhlophe for years gone by. That's all ngabatholi la ethembisa ngobuningi. Momthola la you must know to lahlekile or mhlambe ke usejola la. But ordinarily they position themselves next to factories.
Okay.
So nabantu abamnyama besebabonile. Uthi labantu bayakhona ukuzipositiona and indlu zakhona ziyadura lezi eseduze nemsebenzi. So abantu bakithi they are closed out. You can only afford la kunabantu bakithi. You move towards lezo indawo ziqala bomashabo ma 3 million, you can't afford that. So bayenza nabantu bazakhela imikhukhu in low lying areas.
So lento leyo ukuthi lebi declare umalema ukuthi when you see the land occupied mele siphume kuyo.
Well, he must say it. He must give clarity to what he's saying. Because if it's low-lying areas, you are sending people to the flooding spot. It will not be responsible.
Okay.
I think he doesn't mean that.
Okay.
They must go to low-lying areas. But it needs to be clarified. What does he mean by that?
Yes.
Because they're trying to really get closer to work areas. Kubuhlungu ukusebenzela indlela. That would really love to support Quantum. But just imagine if you were to get paid 2,500 and 1,000 goes to traveling. So it is important that C consider. Number 2, there is something called poor spatial planning. Ilento enzo isikhathi se-apartheid. Abantu bebabekwa nje. That is why indawo zethu umhlaba wethu ungekho very expensive. Ungasithenga stand nge-100,000.
Even amaswerish wethu they don't accommodate us now. That's why ahlala block up.
Well, yes, because they were planned ngaleso sikhathi. They have not changed them. The past few months uzwile kuthiwa amanzi ama-valve in kuchangishwa ama-valve. These are the same verbs as cut say apartheid. Now they are changing them, they are reconfiguring. It means Tina, especially Tina Abantsundu, we are the hard hit by poverty.
Okay.
Uma ngabe kunganamanzi, we feel it. Abanye bayakhona ukuthi ngeyigubhu zamanzi lapha edrobheni.
Yes, true.
Amanzi okuphuza ahlanzekile. Bathenge bawafake emotweni without ugijimisana nevatiri kana ungazi clean na.
Yes.
Yeah, but that's why I'm trying to show you the connection between climate change, energy security, water security, and food security.
Okay.
Konke lokho kubhekana nomuntu onsundu ngoba abantsundu yibona abampofu kakhulu.
Yes, true. How important is for Africa to develop its own energy policy frameworks instead of adapting to Western models?
Yeah. That's a very good question. Every house, no house is bigger than its foundation. So your framework, it's almost like a foundation on which to build.
Okay.
Akekho ngakha indlu edlula foundation. Actually, a foundation signifies how far you can go building.
Okay.
So indlu engana foundation is a house of cards. So frameworks are very, very important. Because how then you make a sovereignly driven just transition.
Okay.
It is through the framework.
Yes.
Which you will have to decide on. We have a framework in South Africa which is very good, but I mean I would be unhappy for it to be good on paper and not good in practice.
Aish.
It talks of your justice aspects 3. It talks of procedural justice, distributive justice, and restorative justice. Procedural, which means you don't leave anyone outside.
Okay.
You should make sure that everybody who is must be part of the discussions, part of the solutions, and ultimately part of the harvest.
Okay.
Distributive justice is to have an equitable share between opportunities and risks. Kuya yonke into yenziwayo kuye kube nama risks, kuye kube nama opportunities.
Okay.
Sesithi ke ibusiness akumelanga ithathe wonke ama opportunities. Isishiyele thina ama risks.
Okay.
Sithi akube khona equitable share, which means even if kune risk ize ilingane namandla wethu.
Okay.
Yeah, equitability is when kuthiwa what you call a heavyweight boxer cannot fight with a lightweight boxer. They are all boxers.
Yeah.
But the equitable share, it's everybody magado no lingana na.
Okay.
So when we say equitably, we say we're not saying zingabi ne risk, but ubukhulu be risk mabuphathwe yilabo abane ability to can solve it.
Okay.
That is basically that distributive justice, but restorative justice. Ngengayithinta kancane la kuvuleke khona ama mines kukhona water streams that are being impacted. Restorative justice is to make sure that acid doesn't go underground in the water channels. That is when you are restoring.
Okay.
Anything that has been disturbed by climate change can be restored and should be restored.
Okay.
Or even in the places where there are coal-fired power stations, part of restorative justice is to make sure kuba ney'ibhedlela ezidila ngezifo zokuphefumula. That is being restorative.
Okay.
So our framework is very, very nice, but every African country needs to have one. But angithanda ukuthi abantu bathi bazokopisha eSouth Africa ngoba we are not saying ours is perfect. Ngoba ngiyabona wonke umuntu uyabuza thina ukuthi niyenze kanjani, sithi siyenze ngalendlela nangale, but cut, copy and paste, it's almost a cardinal sin. You have got different socio-economic challenges.
Yes.
You have got different politics, different laws and whatnot. So you need to do those things in consideration with your situation. So kubalulekile ukuthi singakopi ku-Western countries, because Western countries, by the way, they started this just transition journey years back. Germany prepared themselves for 30 years that they've been running with this.
Okay.
Thina nge 3 years sifuna ukudlala nama big boys and we will be embarrassed.
And lento le imoshe yonke into like because of even in football, because of my estima scopa their style of play, then we started losing more. Remember Bafana in '96, bebangadlali badlala ngakhona. That's why we managed to win the AFCON because of business identity as South Africans.
Yes, and in fact, the countries that have kept their identity, they are still counted as big countries.
Most definitely.
People like Argentina, people like Brazil, they've kept their identity football-wise.
Yes.
Just to make an example with the example that you are making now. A fish has been made to swim. A monkey to jump around the water column. But if you want to take the competitive advantage out of the fish, take it out of the water.
Eish.
So that one will be good for the table, not for anything. So that is why that is why it is important to not cut, copy, and paste, just transition.
Okay.
Or even the frameworks. We don't have to do that. In fact, how we drive our own transition should not be because we are indebted to something that we copied in Germany. They've got a different set of problems. They don't have energy problem.
Okay.
Tina sina energy problem. Sina poverty problem. Sina inequality problem. Sina unemployment problem. And wonke umuntu ofuna ukukhuluma nge-climate change kwamele amove le needle ye-poverty, needle ye-unemployment. If any framework doesn't touch those things, it's a useless framework.
Yeah, true. Okay, I believe with my this is going to call to actions, because of this is over.
Okay.
Yeah, well.
Okay.
So, as the youth. So, what role should young people and civil society play in shaping South Africa's energy future?
Okay. And I will be a little bit hard here.
Okay.
Young people have got all in their hands. Right now, as I'm speaking to you, poverty or no poverty, we're able to get to Facebook, to TikTok, and dance the night away and watch other people living their lives.
True.
And also just follow the trends. But we need to move away from that. It is not giving us as much into the formal economy. So in order to get into the formal economy, young people should not only read gossip. There's a lot of gossip that is on Facebook now. And just to be a little radical also.
Okay.
I don't expect young people who parade their ignorance by just talking about things that they've heard from someone.
Okay.
People should be able to go and read. For instance, there is a document called the IRP document, Integrated Resource Plan.
Yes.
Energy mix level.
Yes.
I-country ine-decision ukuthi kuzongena ugesi wamalahla ongakanani, wekholo ongakanani. Nuclear, by the way, singayishiyi ngaphandle nayo ibaluleke kakhulu. Nuclear and whatever else. Ikhona leyo nto.
Okay.
But you are not going to win any match as young people if you don't play in that match. I support a team which many people support. And people are passionate about that team. But however passionate they are, they do not win matches. They can win arguments on Facebook.
I already know the team.
They don't win matches. I mean,
I support the same team.
Yeah, but it didn't score goals for Kaizer Chiefs. I've mentioned that. So the point I'm making is young people are excluded in the economic activity of the country, but they are also excluding themselves at will, because every other thing that needs their input can direct the future of the country.
Okay.
Not only in the energy sphere. We cannot really celebrate one guy who is speaking for us on TV without meeting us. Young people want this, young people want that. You have got a gadget in your hand. When they say there's a town hall meeting, you must go to the town hall meeting. But what must you do? You must do like he did. Research. Go and ask valid questions. Don't go there and feel under pressure to worship a certain flag of a certain organization.
Okay.
Young people need to be involved in issues of climate change because the loans that we are getting as countries today, not only South Africa, many countries are taking loans. Who is going to pay those loans? The young people. How will the young people pay for what they don't know? They need to be inducted in the world we are in. They are not the future of tomorrow. The youth are living today. And they need to go and find out what in etikayo, except amatrend ukjive.
Okay.
Nami ngisibukele lezi zinto ngicithe isizungu. But when I'm done, I go to the hard issues.
Okay.
Kukhona document enye bathi NDC.
Okay.
NDC, National Determined Contribution. Uma ngabe uzokhuluma nge-IRP, kwamele wazi connected kanjani ne-NDC. Zikuphi lezi zinto. Lenye ku-Department of Electricity, lenye ku-Department of Forestry. But young people need to know, because that change is going to affect jobs.
Okay.
In that, other than AI, we are told that if we do not move as fast, the European Union is going to charge us what is called carbon border adjustment mechanism, which is a tariff that makes our products to not be competitive anymore. So in essence, as you produce VW Polo, for instance, 60% is exported, but the rest is what we consume.
Okay.
But just imagine what happens when we can't now compete. When we send our products in Europe, they've added a tariff. It exactly means that will be expensive.
Very, yeah.
And when it is expensive, then the competitive edge dies. What happens when the competitive edge dies? The job that is in the car manufacturing, will close down. The job that is in tire making will go down. Parts of the cars, there won't be a space for us to play. Also, the manner of producing will totally be different.
Most definitely.
When it becomes totally different, it will be digitalized, technical. So how do young people even plan for jobs of the future if they don't know there is anything such as jobs of the future?
Okay.
So I am encouraging that young people need to do one of two things. One is to look for information, because they can find information. For wrong things, they go undirected. There are websites that young people visit. They've never been advertised anywhere. They find them. And they go and be big consumers of those websites. So why can't we go and say, are we going to be taken forward by youth leagues of political parties? Or are we going to put ourselves on the pedestal of what it is to be an activist? An activist becomes radical not by how hard they speak, but by how equipped they are with knowledge.
Sure, most definitely.
You can't be radical without knowledge. Bazokubiza bakubize ku platform enjengale, but we see you are shouting there. Come sit down. Let's talk. Kune panel where people immediately cancel you out and say, no, that is not research based. You are talking what you heard in a tavern somewhere.
They even ask you, what is your source?
Yeah, what is your source? And now we're doing
ngizongo
but nah, we can't take you serious. So young people to be taken serious, take climate change as a serious thing. Go find out more about climate change. Go find out what is ticking. What is the new economy going to look like? Because just transition is a move from to climate resilient economies, economies that are sustainable climate-wise. But what are those economies? Go find out. Nobody must take you into a class and say, we're going to teach you how to write a CV. It's not useful. We need to look at jobs that are jobs of the future. And those jobs of the future are not the tie and the jacket kind of jobs. Are jobs that will need many things, including artificial intelligence, including high technology knowledge.
Yes. So if
so just to finalize the point. So that is one part. Number two, when they find those things, they need to go to where policies are made. Abantu ababhala ama policies, abantu abadala, babhala with not sharp an idea as young people. Young people are sharper than most of us. Some of us are in the fifth floor. The brain is not as fast as it would have been. That's why Dr. Khumalo ngakosakhathala ibhola namanje. Remember everything. Enhlizweni uyakwazi ukuyidlala and we know he can. But it doesn't have the ability to can run with Lomfano Pirates but to President Wama 2000. So the point I'm making, abantu abasha mabaphume ezintweni that are not productive. Find productive knowledge, use it to shape their future. When there are policies that are being written, young people must not go only to dance in called by parties in stadiums. They must also go to where policies are being written and contradict some of these policies and say this is not going to work. We believe this will work, but it can only be done by a person who is playing. If you are going to sit and be an armchair critic, if you're going to sit and not read when you've got a gadget in your hand, and all you can do is to visit these other sites that gives you nothing, then you awukhale ngoba information is esandleni sakho. Yeah.
Because it's biblical that my people perish for the lack of knowledge.
Definitely.
Yeah, so usakhuluma ngama-police, like if you could change one thing from energy policy, what would it be?
We must never in our lives privatize energy. We must never do that. If we are privatizing it, we are taking it away from the rich. When I say out of the rich, I mean REA. Out of reach.
No, not
So out of the rich.
RICA.
Yeah, out of reach, which means many people will see what itengwa petrol, but we can't.
Okay.
Or ugesi ukhona. That's why many people are connecting themselves.
Yes.
Because they know ugesi
Well,
utholakala.
yeah.
Because they can't afford, what do they do? And I'm not saying they must do that.
Yes.
I'm simply saying it is only common sense that if something is taken out of reach, people try their damnedest in order to find it. That's why even the most protected places, they get to be the most attacked places.
Okay.
Because then somebody knows there's something there. Engakutshentsha ilokho about the energy board. Okunye yilokho ukuthi singajahi ukuvala izinto ngokuba kune organization thize ephethe microphone somewhere ethi close this down. Kwamele kubuzwe nemibuzo. And sivalelana. Sibe ne-engagement proper lana phansi. Ukuze makufika isikhathi sokuthi uyokhuluma in a national level ube usonolwazi lwalezinto. Well equipped, because you can't go to a presidential commission and just waffle. You have got to have your ducks in a row. The ducks have got to be in a row. You need to understand concepts. They are changing. Each and every day there are new concepts that deals with climate change issues and energy issues.
Okay.
We need to be able to learn and understand them. According to me, I think actually the other policy matter will be to include climate change as a subject from Eskom, from the elementary right to tertiary.
Okay.
Because I mean, how will your education help you when you don't have?
And it will be compulsory.
It must be compulsory. The reason is you can't have a place which is unbearable to live in, enganakudla, enganamanzi, enazo zonke izinto that are bad. Ubone ngathi wena just to be umuntu obhalayo mabhalane. You want to be clerk, will change the price of bread. It won't. Actually, some of the things that were careers in our days are no longer careers. For instance, you just need to be an accountant than a bookkeeper. You probably don't need PR. You probably need a communication specialist. These things are migrating and moving away from what they used to be. So that is the policy aspect that needs the Department of Higher Education and also the Department of Basic Education. But I would also insist on making sure that the researchers are connected to what we need. They shouldn't be vanity researchers.
Okay.
We need to research according to what we need to see ourselves like tomorrow. And which I don't believe that is the case. We've got too much money doing researches which are vanity researches.
What is the permanent solution to load shedding?
The permanent solution, maybe let me take it a little bit, because I was explaining them during break
Off camera, yeah.
off camera that firstly, let's understand what load shedding is in simple terms. In simple terms, generators are engines. Engines get to be repaired.
Okay.
It's either they are down because it is their time to go on service, or they are down because they tripped.
Okay.
If there's a breakdown, there's nothing you can do. You can pray and dance and sing songs, but you will still need to fix. But what is load shedding? Load shedding is balancing demand and supply.
Okay.
If the demand is more and the supply is less, because each and every engine contributes a certain amount. If that amount is off, then it means the demand remains constant and the supply is down. And when it is down, if you do not balance out by switching off other places, then the system will crash.
Okay.
That's when you will have a blackout. I know people use the term blackout willy-nilly. There's been no blackout in South Africa. Blackout is when the system has totally collapsed. And it takes about weeks and months in order to come back. We don't have that. We have got load shedding, where one area is switched off in order to balance the grid. So what is the permanent solution? Permanent solution is to use energy mix in order to make sure that we have got sustainable energy, but to include other forms without lobbying against coal and nuclear. We believe that the coal and nuclear are part of our energy regime for some time.
Okay.
We mustn't rush.
All right.
Because what we are doing now, we are rushing. We're running with a neck-breaking speed, and the CEO Swaba isn't doing a But like you said, we can't copy from Europe. Europe are interconnected. They've got a grid which is interconnected. If there is no wind in a certain part of Netherlands, there is wind in Spain. So they can tap into each other.
Okay.
Tell me, where can you go and tap?
Mozambique.
You can't go and, you can only go and tap into Mozambique through Cabora Bassa Dam, which, by the way, we are tapping there. But I'm saying,
we're also tapping in Lesotho. We're supplying amounts.
oh no, Lesotho is supplying amanzi, but we are not generating electricity.
Okay.
So the point I'm making is we probably need to defeat by planning our economy well. So those that are planning the economy must also plan how is it going to be fueled, this economy.
Oh, okay.
And remember, there is something that deals with energy in total, like IRP, but I think it is called EIP, which is Energy Integrated Plan.
Oh, okay.
Which talks of all other forms of energy. How much do we need in order to run the economy?
Okay.
So I think the people who plan the economy must not shock us. The people who plan new residential areas must not shock us. We need to be able to balance between supply and demand, and that's it.
Okay. Then a power station, because we need to build more power stations. Is it true? How true is that?
It is true that we should, but that is where geoeconomics and geopolitics come to play.
Okay.
Your World Bank has issued instructions that they are not going to fund any more coal generators, money for that. And that those news have gone down to developmental banks and also commercial banks. No one wants to touch coal, even with a poll badge. Okay. So that direction of building new, many people are pointing towards renewable, but we are saying no. We should have been building more of nuclear and more of coal, and also adding renewable. That is basically what we're saying. We know that power stations their lifetime is limited. As they are limited, we need to be building more. That is our belief.
Okay, all right. So one more last question. What is the role a Minister of Electricity?
Well, we are told that is basically to deal with the stability of the energy infrastructure, making sure that there is no longer load shedding. But amongst others, I can see his other role is to usher in private. That's where we differ with the private generators. who don't have the interest of the country at heart, maybe also because they are not even South African. We know of companies who control their systems from Spain. So anybody who controls things that are in your house is in charge. Yeah, no, if I've got a remote and you are watching Mpeme and I have got a remote outside that switches you off, then I'm in charge.
Yeah.
So that is basically what is happening. Yeah, I can switch off. Mangizwa nihleka ngoba mina ngapha kuyaliwa ekhaya. Ngiyacisha. And injabulo yenu ihambelana neyami. So we need to beg people to say ungaze uphume ngefestival. Ngiyacela ungacimi. So that is basically what is happening. We have got people who are controlling things that are in our house.
Yes.
Which is not supposed to be the case.
Okay. All right. I believe I'm enough because of time, because of I'm going to say for part 2, understand?
No, you can. There is a lot of information which if I die with, I will make it will be a big problem because wherever we go to, why did you even have to
the late Dr. Mas Monroe used to say the richest place is the cemetery.
Yeah.
Because of the
other richest place is in a quantum.
Okay.
Because we create riches for the rich people. So we move from here, 30 quantum, say drop in, and make money for somebody playing golf.
That's powerful.
So you see,
it's
not only the dead people. Some of the people who are in the quantum have never seen the door of a university.
Okay.
But they're making money and billions.
Most definitely.
For the world.
Most definitely.
And so they are the richest space.
In closing, any message to our subscribers at home?
Well, don't hesitate to look for information.
Let's talk to this cam.
This one.
Yeah.
Please don't hesitate to look for information. Ignorance is no longer bliss. And you can't have an excuse why you don't know things that you ordinarily should know. And time is gone now for tavern talks. We need to be solid when we resolve our issues as a country, as a community, and also as individuals. We need to be totally informed. Scarecrow techniques do not work anymore. We read, we learn, we understand, and we plan our future at the back of the information and knowledge and research that is solid. We don't just take things that we hear on the street, neither do we just gobble what politicians say. We need to be able to digest it because politicians are fallible human beings. They make mistakes and they make error of judgment. So you cannot just follow blindly. You've got to make use of information portals to get information and to contribute to how the world will look. It starts with you, in your home, in your community, in your nation, and then you will go and be an international activist, changing how the globe looks at things. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for honoring our invitation, and thank you for dropping more knowledge on platform too. And siyabonga kakhulu for isikhathi.
I actually will invite myself again because I feel that we scratched the surface. There is quite a lot of things. We never even talked about job pathways.
Most definitely.
We didn't talk about the livelihoods. How do we go there? How do we take the informal sector back into the formal sector? How do we power it? All those things are part of the same talk. And we also didn't talk of the dynamics of the negotiations.
Yes.
Who are the negotiators? What is their attitude? Why do we need to be strong in negotiations? What do we need to consider? Those things are important.
Okay.
So I will come back again.
Most definitely.
When you don't call me, I will call you.
No, I'll definitely call you. I will definitely call you. Yeah. I know which our subscribers say to I full information.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Sibongile bafethi niyazi ku-quantum bafethi we always dropping knowledge ayikho into esiyidrophayo ngaphandle kwaleyo so abanye mabadropha ama-album thina sidropha ama-knowledge so siyabonga bafethi. That's it from your boy Sia Cam. All I can say is 8 Viva.